Alright, it's movie time. As you may know, I recently got an old movie projector, and while I was there, I picked up an old home movie to check out, and I wanted to share it because it's pretty cool. But yeah, for anyone more interested in just the footage, I put together a little highlight montage, which I'll show first. Then after that, I'll go in and actually comment on the film because there's some interesting things I noticed. As I mentioned in my projector video, 8mm film doesn't have any audio to it, unfortunately, but I still really lucked out on this reel because it takes place in Washington, so there's some recognizable stuff in it. But anyways, grab some popcorn, open a soda, get cozy, and let's watch the movie. The film opens with the family boarding a plane. As you might have noticed from the montage, the film is kind of like what a travel vlog today would be. This next shot especially feels like it with the classic plane window view. Like, it's funny how that's exactly what someone would put on their Snap story today. Like, seriously, nothing has changed. The only thing preventing this from being a YouTube vlog is the lack of talking to the camera. This part is also cool because it gives some idea of where they actually are. Based on later parts in the movie, it's pretty clear they're in Washington, and there are 3 mountains that show up in these clips. Now, I'm not an expert on mountains, but from what I think, I'm pretty sure this first shot, the near mountain, is Mount St. Helens, way before it erupted in the 80s, which is pretty crazy to see. I think that would then make the one behind it Mount Adams. Later, a third mountain shows up, and I'm pretty sure it's Rainier, which would make sense being the later one to appear since it seems they're flying north towards Seattle. I also love the shot of the plane wing. It looks so raw and metal, like it's got a World War II military vibe or something, despite being a economy airliner. Right after all that, it cuts to a boat ride around sunset. It could either be Lake Washington or the Puget Sound, but I really don't know. I honestly don't even know why I thought to do this, but if you pause on a very specific frame, you can just barely read the name of the boat motor, which is Big Twin Electric 25. When you look it up on Google, the same exact motor actually comes up. It's apparently a 1955 model, so the video had to have been mid or late 50s based on that. I really like this next shot. It's probably one of my favorites. Something about the yellow field, green trees, and blue mountain and sky just looks so perfectly vintage and northwest at the same time. If I had to guess, that's probably Mount Rainier. We originally thought it was Mount Baker since we found the reel in Bellingham, but based on everywhere else they seem to go in the film, I really don't think it is. This swim scene is pretty funny to watch, like with all the conservative swimsuits compared to today. I feel like this might be Lake Washington, but there's really no way to know. It's kind of crazy though if it is, because I swam in that same lake when I was that age, and the kids here even do the same thing where they tried to ride the waves like what I would have done. If there wasn't enough proof this was Washington, this definitely confirms it for me. The ferry right there looks exactly the same as the ones today. Like, these are iconic to anyone who lives near Seattle. I also really like the car that shows up in the pan. Definitely my favorite generation of Honda Civics. I do doubt this is the Seattle terminal though, since in this shot you can see there's clearly no city buildings at all. So it's probably more north or something. It's just too bad we don't have our vlogger to explain what's up. There's a family picnic next, which makes me think this whole trip is a family visit sort of thing. This lady plays with the happiest baby ever, and I really appreciate the kid that keeps slapping her. I also think that this guy is trying to show us a very important cup that must have been used in research for the atomic race, but that's just my guess. It's kind of hard to tell. They also have a family photo thing. It's kind of weird to think that, except for possibly the kids, none of these people are alive today, and here I am creeping on their family video decades later. But anyways, after that, they get on a ferry again at sunset, probably riding back where they came. There's another cool mountain shot that's also super Washington aesthetic. There's one more family hangout scene, but honestly, nothing interesting really happens, except there's this shirtless guy who just smacks something. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Finally though, the reel ends with them back at the airport again. It's crazy how close they are to the incoming plane with spinning propellers. Like, that would never happen today at SeaTac, but the mom and daughter get off the plane and the movie ends. Well, that was it. It's kind of cool to see some Washington scenes in such a random film. And the whole movie's actually pretty well done because it has a beginning and end to help contextualize everything. If you have any ideas of where some of the shots were taken, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can figure out some of the mystery together. I have a few more films I've collected, so the next movie night will either be this 1945 World War II newsreel or this 1965 Hawaiian vacation film. You know, I just realized how weird it is to put those together, but yeah, let me know what you prefer to see first. Thanks for watching.